I was always a skinny guy. Always been a skinny guy throughout my entire life. But this video is how I changed it. So I'm just going to show you some before pictures. And here's a picture and a video of me now. And I'm hoping we can resonate together. We can share our own experiences. This is a safe place. And this can be motivation not only for myself, but for you guys if you're struggling to get into the gym, or you're struggling with your training, or your confidence. So yeah, short introduction for myself. My name is Liam Scapins. If you're new here, I'm a Hardgainer, and this is what my sort of channel is based around, is people who struggle to put on weight, and also just like training and sort of sharing my own experiences. So yeah, I want to show you my journey through the last sort of 8 to 10 years of training. If there's anything that you can take away from this in a positive way, amazing. That's the sort of end goal from this. So let's start out with when I was in school. I think that's when it sort of really kicked off. I didn't start going to the gym until I was about 16 or 17, when I was on the way home from work. But when I was in school, generally always avoided anything sports. I sort of dropped out of rugby when I was 12 or 13 because I was just too skinny and everyone was getting much bigger than me, and I was getting afraid to tackle them, tackle all the big guys. Football, I was pretty crap at because I'm not very hand-eye coordinated or foot-eye coordinated. So yeah, I paid for the B team for football for a bit, but I was just shocking. And basketball, you think as a tall guy I'd probably be good at basketball. I was crap at basketball as well. So didn't have much luck really. Wasn't really born with that. I wasn't really gifted. And yeah, so PE, I generally just stood on the sideline and just sort of fucked around my mate really, Alfie. We just sort of like, I avoided. Well, I didn't bring my school kit in, my PE kit in, so I just made up some excuses like I was ill or something, and I just avoided it every week, wherever I could. Yeah, bodybuilding wise, there used to be a thing called the Eddie Gregg room at the Ridings, and that's where it had like some weights, like a bench and like pull-ups and a squat rack, and that's where all the kids in my year would like go up and train. But I never went because I was just skinny and weak compared to everyone else. So I had no confidence in going there, and I was just way too afraid. And that stuck with me, to be fair. That still sticks with me to this day, that confidence, not having that confidence. I may seem quite outgoing to some, but yeah, at heart, that still sticks with me to this day. So, and then lastly, yeah, I was bullied. I wasn't bullied a lot, but it was more sort of racially motivated bullying. But also, I was bullied because I was skinny, and all the big kids, could easily pick on me, and I wouldn't be able to do anything about it. So yeah, just to summarise, really, that all just really knocked my confidence. So, I eventually got an apprenticeship, my first job. But I was getting the bus to and from the work, and for some reason, this random thought crossed my mind. Just went, why don't I just get off the bus and go to the gym in the Millennium Square in the Bristol Harbour side, and then hop back on the bus and go in. So I started doing that. Eventually, I literally just bought a membership for like £20 a month from Pure Gym, and I'd hop off the bus, I'd train, and I'd literally just copy what everyone else is doing. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was just sort of copying what everyone else was doing, and I'm like, right, I'll try that exercise and I'll see what weight I can do. Mate, I remember like starting out in the gym and I was doing like 4 kilogram dumbbell curls, and that was a struggle. Like when I actually worked up to 6, that was a big achievement. Like a big achievement was to work up from 4 to 6. And even like chest press, I was doing like 10 kilos I think at the time when I first started out. I wasn't strong at all. And I remember one key point which really stood out to me was I was in the gym and I was training in front of the mirror doing bicep curls, and these 2 guys behind me, they were fairly big, like they were behind me and they were just pointing at me and laughing. I thought it was probably the weight that I was doing, which it could have been, but it's probably because I wasn't doing the exercise properly, thinking about it now in hindsight. So all of these things, it's like you build yourself up to do something and you get knocked down, you build yourself up to do something and you get knocked down in a way. And it's always a sort of zigzag path, and that's the sort of like path it took from when I've started gym to where I am now. Because I'd say 5 years of training, after that I sort of stuck with it and I thought, fuck them, I'm just going to keep training, I'm going to do the best I can, I'm going to have these protein shakes right after the gym, I'm going to walk to the bus station after the gym with a fucking tight top, fucking protein shake in the hand, my gym bag around my back, thinking I'm the fucking boss. But that was tragic, actually. What I'm trying to say is I sort of stuck with it for like 5 years. And I tried several different gyms and just kept training. And I really neglected food is the one sort of key thing that stood out for me. Is I was quite consistent in my training and I enjoyed it. It became like second nature. And that's what it is now. It's just a part of my life. It's not like, oh, I don't like going there. Like, it comes to the point where like when you start noticing like development, like positive development in your body and your confidence, you just keep going. You always get like hooked on it. But for me now, looking back, I just think I was just messing around. And I say this in all my videos. I think realistically, I've only been training properly for the last sort of 4 years. And that, when I say 4 years, it's 5 years of dossing around and sort of getting my head around it and networking with people and trying to train hard, but neglecting food and in training intensity. But the key point that changed for me was getting a coach. And that coach really changed my whole perspective on training, like how much I need to be eating as a hard gainer, how hard I should be training, how I should be training. So I've got a separate video which I'm going to flag up now, which is how to bulk up as a skinny guy, speaking from my own experience, because I'm not going to go into it too much in this video because this is more of a transformation of my sort of journey video. But I'd really like you to watch that if you could, if you have a spare sort of 10 to 15 minutes after this video. But having that coach taught me structure, the supplements I should be having, how often I should be going to the gym, the structure of my training, and the structure of my nutrition. And those are all really key points. So that from that point, the next 4 years to where I am now is where I think I've realistically been properly training. And I really, in a way, I sort of regret those 5 years, but I don't, because I needed those 5 years in order to get these last 4 years. But in terms of where I'm at now, after all this, you know, COVID's happened, gyms were shut for 2 years. You know, I then had to work 4 jobs at one point, 7 days a week for the last sort of 3 years. It's been brutal. It's still been a zigzag path, but sort of gradually going upwards. I'd like it to go like that, but life is not predictable at all. It's the journey. It's not about the end. That's what life is about. It's not about the end destination. It's about getting there and enjoying the process at the same time. But in summary, what it was for me was food, making sure I'm eating enough food, making sure I'm getting lots of carbohydrates in, my training intensity, making sure I was training as hard as possible, consistency and patience. This is the one thing I never would have thought of as a hard gainer is patience and consistency. It's not demotivating, but it's kind of like you see someone else put on weight and muscle quite quickly and you think, like, why can't that be me? Like, why am I like struggling to put on this weight and muscle? Why am I just getting leaner? Why is it just like, why am I not really seeing any progress? But it's took me like 8 to 10 years just to get this. Like, and even now I'm not happy with it. And I don't think I'll ever be happy with my body. But like, I'm enjoying the process and I enjoy training and like, I enjoy like putting on weight and then like shedding a bit in the summertime and getting some nice abs and getting lean and then I love doing it again the following year. But it just takes so long. But right now, where I'm at with training is probably the best place that I've ever been, and nutrition. I'm consistently getting meals in, I'm consistently training, and I'm just loving it. And I'm loving the way my body's developing now. I'm the heaviest I've been. But not only just my body, like my confidence from when I was like in school to like what I am now is just drastic. I feel good in my body, like the mental like aspect of it as well. Like the confidence has drastically improved as well. Even though I've been on like quite a low point for the last sort of 3 years with money problems and working loads of jobs, and gym actually kept me sane. Like it kept me grounded throughout that whole process, and I'm a firm believer now. If you have 20 quid to spare, like just go to the cheapest gym possible and generally just go and just, it takes your mind off everything and it really keeps you grounded, and that's what's kept me grounded throughout these last few years. If you're really struggling to go, like generally, and you're struggling with confidence and you're struggling with your mental health, honestly, I live by it. Gym is one step forward that you can make to really help that. But a closing point from all of this is, if I can do it, then you can do it as well. You know, it's a zigzag journey. Life isn't predictable, but if you stay consistent, you train hard, you eat lots of food, and you're patient, you will get there at the end. Like, you will get to a point where you're actually getting happy with your body, and that just projects onto all other aspects in life. You'll do better at your job, You'll be more motivated outside of work. You might even delve into like a side hustle, or you might even start YouTube like me. Like, no doubt I wouldn't be starting YouTube now if I didn't go to the gym. Like, what would I even be doing? Like, I'll probably be doing like gaming videos or something like that. I don't know. You don't know what life's gonna do, but it will project positivity in other ways outside of the gym, and it's crazy how much it's done that for me. Subconsciously, I think is the right word. How much it's done for me subconsciously, just starting out the gym, and how much it's positively affected me in other ways. So yeah, if I can do it, you can definitely do it. If you come this far, thank you so much for like listening to my journey. Listen to me have a little chat. Do feel free to subscribe and like, and just check out my other videos. I've got a thing at the moment called the Hardgainer diaries, where I do like a full day of eating and training and just talk about sort of stuff. So if you like that sort of thing, do feel free to subscribe and check them out. But also, I'd love to hear your own experiences in the comments. And if you're struggling to get in the gym as well, drop me a message on Instagram, reach out to me. We can have a little chat and I can see how I can help you out. And yeah, thanks for sticking around, and hopefully see you again soon.